Good morning, Year 4. This is Mrs. Fletcher-Brown here, and I'm going to be talking you through our book club sessions for this week. I apologise if you can hear a little bit of background noise. I am at home recording this, so I'll try and do my very best to make it as clear as possible for you. So, book club. As usual, we've got our Viper skills that are going to be underlining all of our questions. So these different skills help you to develop your reading comprehension. So we know that, for example, the V is for vocabulary, and there's our vocabulary Viper there. The vocabulary will help you to look at how authors and poets have chosen to use certain words or phrases. So we'll be building our vocabulary every day in book club by recapping 3 words we've learned in the last lesson and learning the meaning of 3 new words. What would be wonderful is if you can use the vocabulary that you learn in your independent writing. So the I is for infer. So this is about being a little bit of a detective. So inference means reading in between the lines. It's not going to be an obvious answer that you can find and retrieve from the text. So you're going to have to use the clues that you read in order to answer the questions. Predict. Prediction is being able to make sensible guesses about what might happen in the future, using clues and evidence in the text to help you. Explain. So explaining will help you give reasons for your thoughts and for your preferences. And often when we're explaining an answer for a reading comprehension question, we have to give information or facts or clues, for example, that we found in the texts, which will help us to explain our reasoning. Retrieve. So retrieving means finding information in the text and using it to answer the question. And finally, summarize. So summarizing will help you to identify the key events from the story and put them in the right order. It could also be sequence as well. Okay, so letters from the Lighthouse. On your pupil portal page, there is a video of Miss Wells reading the first chapter to you. Once you've read through these questions with me, you can listen to that video of Miss Wells reading. If you've got the book at home, you can read alongside. If not, you can sit and enjoy and listen to the story. So the 3 new words that you might find as we're reading today are these. So pen pal. A pen pal is a person who exchanges letters regularly with someone else that usually lives far away. The word dimming. Dimming means that it's not well lit, so it might be slightly dark. And if you are jarred, it means that you've had a bad effect by someone. So someone's made you feel jarred. Someone's made you feel bad. So keep a lookout for these 3 words as you are reading today. Okay, so here we are, session 1. So you can see at the top here, it says read the first paragraph. So what you can do once I've talked through these questions is you can pause this video, you can find Miss Wells reading the first chapter, and you can listen to her read that first paragraph so that you can find the answers to this. You can then pause Miss Wells' video and you can answer these questions as best you can. So the first question is, when was this story set? How do you know? So there's 2 questions there. When was the story set? And if you have a good idea, there would have been something in that first paragraph that has given you a clue of when the story was set. So how do you know? Why do you think it's set at that time? It also says in that first paragraph, like pennies from a jar. Why do you think the author used this simile to describe the bombs? What effect do you think it has on the reader? Beg your pardon, my little boy is asking for some more dinner. Hang on one moment. I'll get it in a minute, okay? Here, you can eat this first. Good boy. Sorry about that. So, like pennies from a jar. So this is a simile used to describe the bombs. So what effect, that means what has this made the reader feel or think? What effect does that simile have on you as a reader? So why do you think the author has used that simile? So now you've read these questions with me, you can pause this video and you can listen to the first paragraph. Once you've done that, come back to this slide and we'll read the final two questions. Okay, so now that you're back and you should have answered those questions here, we now have an instruction that says, now read on to the top of page 6. So listen to a little bit more of Miss Wells reading Letters from the Lighthouse. She will have read that first page and that first paragraph, and she'll read on to the top of page 6. The top of page 6 starts with this. Desperate as they were, and it made me horribly guilty for the fuss we'd made about our supper. So once you get there, you can stop. Watch that part of the video, come back, and then we'll read through these questions.
Yes.
Okay, so the questions for that little extract are these. Can you find any nouns that tell us when this is set? So nouns are naming words. So can you find any other nouns that might tell us when this is set? And why do you think the author included those details? So you can write the answers down to these questions, either on a piece of paper, you can title it with Book Club, Session 1 at the top, and you can write your answers down. You can then take a photo of them and submit them to Class Dojo for us to have a little look at. Well done. That's the end of your first book club session for this week. I'll see you to talk through the following session.